Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the governorship of the state of Tennessee. And of course we have with us to talk about the governorship of the state of Tennessee, a candidate for the governorship of the state of Tennessee, former chancellor of the Tennessee Board of Regents, Dr. Charles Smith. And Dr. Smith, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Well, Dr. Haney, I'm delighted and honored to be here. You were kind enough to invite me a couple of years ago, and I was really impressed with the number of people who watch your program. It's really incredible, I think, the kind of following that you have, and I commend you on this program.
Well, certainly, Dr. Smith, we appreciate you saying that. And, of course, the last time you were with us, you were the chancellor of the Tennessee Board of Regents, and you gave us what we consider to be some excellent information concerning the status of higher education in the state of Tennessee. And I think at that time we also got from you some information relative to your background, your education, and some of the things that you believe to be important in your career that prepared you to be the chancellor of the state of Tennessee, of the Regents of Tennessee. And what I'd like to do is essentially the same kind of thing to do this time, to get some information about you and your background and that kind of information, and to tell our audience why you believe it is important at this time that you be considered one of the candidates for the governorship of the state of Tennessee, and after which we'll get into some of the other problems.
Well, Dr. Haney, I'm a lifelong resident of Tennessee. I grew up in rural Tennessee, Sparta. I went to school in the public schools of Tennessee, went to the University of Tennessee as a college student. I've had the good fortune of living in all three grand divisions of the state over the past 40 years, and I have been the chief executive officer over 4 major state agencies over the past quarter century. And I think that background, the knowledge of the state, the fact that I've had some experience, extensive experience of running big organizations in politically charged environments would serve me well as governor. And now, since I have retired from the Board of Regents, I want to give something back to the state. I think my leadership ability, my experience, and my style of leadership would make a real difference at this time, because we're in trouble in this state. And I think that we need a leader who is decisive, who has the courage to address the issues head on, and who is willing to listen to the people.
You say that we're in trouble in the state, Dr. Smith, and I think most people will agree with you. But let's look at the status of state government in Tennessee, which is to say that when you think in terms of the job that you're seeking, how do you see that job at this particular, the status of that job at this particular moment?
Well, I think that to really set the stage for today, you almost have to look back. And I had the good fortune and honor to serve in the cabinet of Ned McWhorter. And when we were in office, our state was judged as the best managed state in the nation by outsiders. We got national acclaim. Our bond ratings were the highest of any state in the nation. There were only 6 other states that had the ratings that we had. The education improvement program that the governor and I put in place back in the early 90s was viewed as being the most outstanding improvement program in the nation. And all of that has changed in recent times. We've been at a stalemate in this state, as every citizen knows. One of the things I hear on the campaign trail is that people are tired of the stalemate. They want to see something happen. And we're no longer the best managed state in the nation. We've lost our bond ratings. Our education improvement program has lost its luster. And above that, we're seeing state parks being closed. We're seeing rocks being thrown through the Capitol windows. We're also seeing money that was earmarked for the farmers being used to balance the budget. And our economic development has lost its momentum. We know for a fact today that in the last 5 years, our per capita income has dropped from 92% of the national average to 89%, and that 3 percentage point drop has cost our state nearly $1 billion in tax revenue. We're going in the wrong direction. We need to reverse that, and I believe as governor I could do that.
And of course, looking at the status of education in the state government in Tennessee, Dr. Smith, being in education, I think that is one of the areas that a large number of folks are interested in. Why don't you talk about education as you see education, not only from the perspective of higher education, but from education as a broad range, and what we ought to do there?
Well, I think education is the